conservative brother Daily here, back with another rant. Today we're going to be talking about Black Girl Magic Part 3 with Lizzo and Kamala Harris. At the time of this recording, we just had the first presidential debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. So a lot to unpack there. But first, I want to get to Lizzo. This is very interesting. Lizzo's kind of been out of the spotlight for a little while, maybe close to a year. She's kind of been on a sabbatical due to like the allegations against the former dancers and the constant bullying and things like that. And what's really interesting is that once again, Lizzo has been pretty much bullied, but at the same time, kind of getting some very real world criticism on her role, kind of just sort of body positivity movement and really inspiring kind of being unhealthy and diabetes and all this stuff and South Park and all types of people have got the funny jabs at her and kind of while she's talented, at the end of the day she's talented like you know artist wise, but at the same time like just her body positivity has been kind of promoting a lot of unhealthy obesity in the community, especially the black community. And what's really weird is that she took a turn. So she kind of been on a sabbatical out in Bali and has been posting these videos of her working out. And I can't really tell, but apparently she's been, losing weight. So part of me is kind of like good for her, but at the same time, you're going to naturally get is weird. Like even in the comments, you get people defending her, people saying like, "Oh, I thought you said being fat is healthy." And then you got people in her defending her like, "Oh no, you said be happy in your body anyway." So in a way, it's a weird sort of contradictory, but at the same time, I guess she's starting to kind of see the light. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be around 5, 10 years from now, and of course, you're going to have maybe the diehard Lizzo fans like, oh no, you're betraying us. I thought you're supposed to be happy the way you are. So it's just a weird spot because both Lizzo and Kamala here are really the Jezebels in their own way, as far as kind of being these propped up, puppets for the left. Um, Obviously, I'll touch more on the Kamala Trump debate from yesterday, and there's even like that. I don't agree with Ben Shapiro, Daily Wire, and everything. He did this recent 4 part Kamala series, really deep diving into her history. And I watched one of the segments yesterday, and it's just this weird thing, and it kind of brings me back to the subject of Black Girl Tragic. And once again, this series that I talk about, it's not to demean, berate Black women. If anything, it's to kind of reach out and say, hey, we can do better. This is me giving some harsh, tough love, maybe being the father figure that maybe they never had or maybe you know, didn't have to kind of, give them the hard truth. So really in a way, with Kamala's history kind of coming up being Willie Brown's girlfriend and her going through the California prosecution ladder, her not taking on less cases to improve her conviction rate, her tittling the fence, saying she's going to be soft on crime, and then catering to the right and the left, and it's been called out brilliantly in what Shapiro covered. But basically, these two Jezebels, like the Jezebel of the political world and the Jezebel of the music industry, it's just really sad to see kind of them really being taking the road of let me do what I got to do to be famous or to get to the up to get to the upper echelon. Now, once again, Lizzo's very talented, but at the same time, you can't fully dismiss that. Oh, she got where she is just for her talent. I think a big part of it was, hey, I'm a big girl. There's this whole market. There's already this sort of agenda of making Americans buy and hold more unhealthy, dumber, not being able, not wanting to take action, being dependent on big pharma, government system, and being content with where they are. So, what better way to continue promoting that social conditioning through propping up someone like Lizzo and saying, "Hey, look, you can be fine just the way you are." Because I'm sorry, but the past 8 years Lizzo's been around, I haven't once seen her working out or being like, "Oh, just be healthy." It's been be happy being you, whatever size you are, and just promoting obesity to the black community, where we have the highest diabetes rate of any other culture. So while she is talented, while I commend her for recently taking some changes to improve her health. For me, it's too little, too late. For a lot of these girls that look up to you, you spend years conditioning them to be fine just the way they are, be big just the way they are. And it's not about when people say, "Oh, you are enough." It's not about saying you are enough. It's you're enough, but you can do better. You can always do better to improve your circumstances, improve your health. Yes, you are enough as a person, but your body, your circumstances can always do better. And I think that's what was kind of lost on the whole generation that looked up to Lizzo and just like, hey, just be who you are. Whoever gives you any sort of criticism or tough love is a hater or is misogynistic or fatphobic. And I guess Lizzo, either that bullying does build character. And I know Andy Frisella talked about this, that, eventually, yeah, the South Park writers did you a favor because you took that energy and you turned it into, all right, let me go ahead and get my stuff together. Now, once again, back to Kamala, where once again, this debate yesterday with Trump, once again, today is 9/11 of all days, 23 years later. I'm going to probably do a video kind of talking about 9/11 legacy and, yeah, maybe some inside job, uh, you know, reflections. Um, But for today, I wanted to at least, while still fresh in my head, the Trump Harris debate. And basically, yeah, I mean, she is the ideal politician. And I kind of said this like she's got Hillary and brown face. So she pretty much did everything you would expect. I think overall, like, debates in general isn't going to really sway one group of people that are going to vote for the candidate or another. I think if anything, Trump kind of just continue to pander or just sort of stay in his lane to like his voter base, and Kamala did the same. I don't think there's any real moderate or independent, not the fake independents who are Democrats but claim to be independents, but the cosplays independents. But Kamala catered to her talking point to her base. I don't know if she's winning anyone else over. And Trump at the same time just pandered and talked to his base, went a little loony off the deep end, and wasn't really, I think, as focused, as succinct as his debate with Biden in June. And, he went off the reservation here and there. But I think overall just spoke the gospel to his people. Kamala spoke the gospel to her people who aren't changing her mind. So really, you had classic Trump that was a little unhinged in certain places, hitting on points that were true, kind of debunking a lot of what Kamala was talking about. If I had to pick who was the bigger liar, Kamala was the bigger liar. But Kamala was good at just being the, the Hillary sort of, how dare you even ask the question, and sort of being able to sort of play such that slick politician that's, you know, just like you, and saying things that the normies are love comfortable lies. They don't like being challenged. They see Kamala as normal, as stable, because they're so used to politicians lying to them that just Kamala just doing everything to be the establishment politician, getting endorsements from Dick Cheney and Liz Cheney, and touting it that all these Republicans, these swamp warmonger, industrial complex, Iraq war people are backing me. That means, no, that means you are beyond establishment, and you got these neocons backing you. That doesn't sit right with me. I'm sorry, but I'll take RFK to Tulsi's endorsement over Dick Cheney and Mitt Romney any day. But the parallel once again get back to the black girl magic, black girl tragic theme is that once again I see these two, Kamala Harris and Lizzo, as two different Jezebels. One Jezebel, once again, Kamala, she kind of worked her way up that ladder with Willie Brown and God knows who else to get where she had to do to be that Jezebel, and that played that identity politics card as an Indian, and then black, and whenever it benefited her to sway back and forth. And then Lizzo, once again, who came up the ranks. Once again, pretty girl. I know, she lose some weight. She has a pretty face. And then as she went up the ranks, using her body, and it's still all over Instagram, just ass out and all this stuff, and using the Jezebel in her own ways, to rise up the ranks. I can't say exactly as talented as she is if she didn't put her body out there like that the way she has. I don't know if she'll be as big as she is. I mean, like big as far as public profile, but she used Jezebel in those ways as well. So this is just an ongoing kind of something that has to be called out. It's not me bashing black women. It's kind of just to hold a light and be like, let's hold ourselves to a higher standard. Because once again, if you got a whole generation of little black girls out there who are looking at these women, these black women, first of all, why we come to a point in society where black women out there, black girls are looking at a Kamala Harris like, oh, I can do what she can do. Like, why is your black daughter why is she aspiring to be a politician? Like, why is she looking at a politician to be fawned over? Why is she looking at a dancer who twerks her body jelly, twerking with the flute on stage, just using her body either way it goes, big or small, to sell money. I mean, to make money and sell records. So basically, we're expiring, we're conditioning an entire generation to. Uh oh. Okay, so yep. So basically, we're inspiring an entire generation to look at these two, based on the merits of her shaking her body, promoting her body for sex. I mean, selling sex for money, and then Kamala using whatever her talents were, Jezebel wise, to rise up the ranks. So we got to do better, y'all. This is the black girl tragic I'm talking about. We're not. There's so many other black women of influence, of merit, that we can inspire our, can, put in front of our kids and put in front of our black girls to look up to. Why is it Lizzo? Why is it Kamala? Guess how many black female engineers, scientists, business owners, community activists? Why is it that we have Lizzo, a plus size heavyweight dancer, singer who twerks, and a California politician who has a horrendous history of locking up black men and doing all the types of other stuff. But at the end of the day, as a politician, why are we looking at those two people, these two women, as role models for our future black uh, girls? So just something to think about. I'll talk to you guys later. And this has been another Black Girl Tragic Part 3.